Mm-mm-mm. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Once again, Negroes don't understand what power really is. And they think they could just jump in on top of a soapbox and start talking shit without any type of repercussions from happening to them. Oh man. Kyrie Irving, the powerless Negro. Now, for those of you who are not in the whim of what's going on with Kyrie Irving, uh, NBA star and the point guard for the Brooklyn Nets has now been suspended for at least 5 games because he was accused of posting something on Twitter. Excuse me, I'm sorry. He was accused of sharing a post on Twitter where he shared a documentary that the Anti Defamation League considers to be quote unquote anti Semitic. And due to the fact that Kyrie Irving refused to apologize at a meeting that he was in, due to this situation, Kyrie is now given a 5 game suspension. As a matter of fact, oh, so now hold on. Let me. So you know what I'm going to do? What I'm going to do, I'm going to actually. Hold on, let me share the screen. I'm gonna read. I'm gonna read this article to you guys. What in the world? What am I doing? Okay, share screen. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna share this screen to you guys. Right. Okay. This is from Yahoo Sports. The link to this article is located in the video description box underneath, just in case you guys want to read the article for yourselves. But hold on, let me play this clip. Damn, it seems as if Kyrie is actually backing down. You know, it seems as if he's backing down from his words that he had in the previous interview. But this is what happens when you're not in a position of power and you want to make statements that make people in a position of power angry. the, the power comes and lets you know who's really swinging the big dick. Okay, well, he handled himself well in that interview. I give that to him. Hold on for a minute. Yeah, he handled himself well in that interview. Yo, let me know if y'all could hear this stuff. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to read. I'm going to read this article. Yeah, this was a video pertaining to the article where Kyrie Irving was given an interview after the Nets suspended him. But okay, the title of this article is Nets suspend Kyrie Irving 5 games after point guard doesn't apologize for posting anti-Semitic video. You should put quotation marks in there. Okay, written by Jack Bear on Thursday, November 3rd, 2022 at 4:47 p.m. And he starts off by saying, the Brooklyn Nets have suspended Kyrie Irving 5 games without pay, the team announced Thursday, which is yesterday. After a turbulent week in which the All-Star posted a link to an anti-Semitic video on Twitter and declined to apologize. After reportedly spending the last several days trying to help Irving understand the film contained deeply disturbing anti-Semitic hate, the Nets said they were dismayed. Irving had failed to say he holds no anti-Semitic beliefs when he asked on Thursday, and such a failure made him unfit to be associated with the organization. Wow. So basically, in other words, the Brooklyn Nets and members of the NBA front office had to sit down with Kyrie Irving and try to convince him that he was quote unquote anti-Semitic, and Kyrie did not give in. Right? And I'll continue reading. Irving will reportedly be suspended until he satisfies a series of objective remedial measures that address the harmful impact of his conduct. Understand this. Just understand who runs the NBA. The small hats do. Adam Silver. Okay. Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA, whose real name is Adam Silverman. See, that's what people don't even understand. His real name is Adam Silverman. I don't even know why he shortened it to Adam Silver. I don't know why, but his real name's Adam Silverman. And you know, a lot of people that got the last name Silverman, it's a small hat. All right. So what I'm trying to say is with Kyrie Irving is that the thing is, it's one thing that he speaks out on his beliefs, but if those beliefs are making a certain group of people mad, and these same group of people have so much power that they actually own the corporation that you play basketball for, then motherfucker, you got to understand that the repercussions is not going to be good. And nigga, you have no power. It doesn't matter how much you dribble a basketball and you shooting all them 3-pointers, nigga, you got no power. And if you got no power and you want to be bold and express yourself, you have to do it in a way that's going to, you have to utilize the right choice of words that's going to reduce the chances of anyone actually trying to discredit you. And that's where Kyrie Irving failed, which is where also your boy Kanye West failed. I'm going to show you why. Right? I'm going to point out why. Hold on for a minute. What the hell? Okay. Okay. Let me read this paragraph. I'm not going to even read the whole article. Okay. How Kyrie Irving received a suspension from the Nets. Irving has been under fire since last week when he tweeted a link to a documentary on Amazon containing a number of anti-Semitic conspiracy theories and falsehoods, including a fabricated quote from Adolf Hitler. The tweet has since been deleted, but the aftermath has remained messy for the Nets. Okay, now, the quote-unquote anti-Semitic, the quote-unquote documentary on Amazon that contain so-called anti-Semitic conspiracy theories that this article is talking about is a documentary called Hebrews to Negroes. And the documentary is based on a book written by a scholar by the name of Ronald Dalton. Okay. in which the book is about how the descendants of the transatlantic slave trade are the descendants of the real Jews. They're the descendants of the true historical Israelites that the Bible and the Torah speaks of. You guys already know this, or most of you already know this, right? Now, but here's the mistake that Kyrie Irving made. On Twitter, he hold on for a minute. This is the thing. He shared this documentary, right? He shared this documentary. Now, the documentary had a lot of truth to it, but here's the issue, that the documentary and the book in itself quote a lot of quotes from Adolf Hitler. And the thing is that Adolf Hitler is the face of quote unquote anti-Semitism. So here's wisdom. This is when wisdom comes into play. If you're a public figure like Kyrie Irving and you're going to express yourself, I'm not saying you can't express yourself, right? You could express yourself, but like I said before, you have a responsibility to utilize the right choice of words and move in a way that is and move correctly and move in a way that's going to cause you to suffer as least consequences as possible. Utilize the right choice of words and be careful with what you say and what you do to prevent someone to try to utilize your words or your actions against you. And Kyrie Irving failed to do that because as he shared the post right on Twitter, when he's talking, in pertaining to this documentary, the thing is that I guess Kyrie Irving did not fully do research on the documentary. That even though the documentary tells a lot of truth, the fact of the matter is people who are opposed to what he did are going to try to find any way to utilize that action against him to make him look bad. And that's what happened. As people who got upset at what he did found out that the documentary that he shared on Twitter provided quotes from Adolf Hitler, who once again he is the face of what we now call anti-Semitism or quote unquote Jewish hate, right? So that in turn gave people who was upset at Kyrie Irving ammunition to label Kyrie Irving as a anti-Semite. And since Kyrie Irving have no power, and the people who accuse Kyrie Irving of being anti-Semite have power, they're able to put Kyrie in a position where he's now suspended from playing basketball and shooting a ball in the hoop. All right. And the thing is that you have a lot of people. Hold on, what the hell is this? All right. See, and the problem is that, hold on for a sec. Yo, I'll be right back. Hold on, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I'm back. All right. So you got a lot of people within the Hebrew Israelite community on the internet who's looking at this situation and said, "Oh, Kyrie Irving told the truth. He told the truth, and now now he's getting suspended in the NBA. That's so unfair. That's so unfair. He told the truth." Okay, that statement may be true, right? But what's also true is that he upset a lot of people with power that have the power to put Kyrie Irving in the position that he's in right now, which is suspended from playing the game of basketball. So if you're going to speak up against a group of people, or you're going to make a statement that's going to upset a group of people that's in power, make sure that A, you have enough power to back yourself up for so you won't suffer the worst consequences as possible. And B, make sure you're wise with the choice of words, and you do some research if you want to share any type of information that might ruffle some feathers. And Kyrie Irving is a powerless Negro. He's a powerless Negro who chose to share, who chose to share a link to a documentary on Amazon that that shared quotes from Adolf Hitler. Now, although the documentary gave some facts as far as the true identity of the true Israelites, but once again, when you when you are when you are a public figure like Kyrie Irving, and you want to be outspoken like Kyrie Irving is, you better be careful with the choice of words that you use, and be careful. And if you want to share information, make sure you fully do your research on that information that you decide to share. Because if you share some stuff that goes against, or share some information that goes against what is accepted in the mainstream, best believe that there's going to be some people in power that's going to try to use what you share against you to make you look bad. And this is what happened when Kyrie Irving shared a link to that documentary that promoted some quotes that was allegedly made by Adolf Hitler. And since the small hats, right, who was upset at Kyrie Irving sharing the post, since they own the media, okay, they own most of social media. I mean, the website, the YouTubes is run by the small hats. The NBA is run by the small hats. The majority of mainstream media is run by the small hat. Okay. The ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, which I spoke about in my prior video, one of my prior videos when I spoke about Kanye West dumbass, right? And that same organization, the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, that's on Kyrie Irving's ass right now, all run by small hats, and all have the power to put a foot up Kyrie Irving's ass. And that's what they're doing right now. Yes, it's unfair, Negro. Yes, it's fucked up what Kyrie Irving's going through. But this is what power is about. When you don't have a lot of power in this society, you have to be real strategic with what you say if you decide to express yourself and make statements against a certain group of people. Well, third world Colombian, what people like Kanye and Kyrie prove is it doesn't matter how much money you have, you could still be a dumbass nigga. And it doesn't matter how much money you have, you're still a powerless nigga. That's what that proves. Third World Colombian. As a matter of fact, what's up with you? I hope everything's going good with you. That's the mistake that Kyrie Irving have done. And you know, a lot of people, especially a lot of idiots within the Hebrew Israelite community on online, they don't even understand how to be strategic when you're a public figure and you plan to be and you're a public figure and you plan to be outspoken on certain issues. You have to be real careful with the choice of words that you use in order for the opposition can have as less ammunition can have as less ammunition as possible and can reduce the chances of the opposition utilizing your own words against you. This is called wisdom. See, Kyrie Irving, he had good intent. I don't think that he hates the small hat. Of course, Kyrie Irving is not a hateful individual. He doesn't hate the small hats. But and he 9 times out of 10, when Kyrie shared that link to that documentary, he did it with good intent. But once again, he was sharing information that certain people that have power did not like. Thus, they tried to find a way to discredit him. And they discredit him by actually exposing the fact that the documentary that he shared was actually agreeing with certain words that was allegedly made by Adolf Hitler, who is the face of anti-Semitism, quote unquote. Thus using that to discredit Kyrie, thus trying to make it seem as if Kyrie agrees with Adolf Hitler. All right. You have to use if you're a public figure and you plan to be outspoken, you have to use wisdom when speaking out. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much of an outspoken public figure someone is. If that person does not have power, or if that person does not belong to a group of people with economic and political power, they'll be shut down in a minute if they say something that's going to ruffle some feathers. You know, once again, going back to, a lot of you Negroes on the internet, especially a lot of the the Hebrew Israelite community on the internet who's crying about this situation. It seems like you guys have not learned a lesson when it comes to what's going on with Kyrie Irving right now and what went on with Kanye West. Is that power has the last word. You have no power, Negro. You know, you don't think that you can sit there and sit there and play basketball for an organization owned by small hats. Don't think you could sit there and rap and sing for a record label or a record company that's owned up by small hats. All right. And then turn around and make a statement and speak out against small hats without suffering the consequences. Yeah, yeah. Kyrie Irving supposedly he told the truth, I guess, as far as who the true Israelites really are. Right? Kyrie Irving told the truth in the interview that I just played, where he said, I can't be anti Semitic because I know where I come from. Yeah, he told the truth. But what's also true is that it don't matter if you know where you come from, you ain't got no power, nigga. Therefore, if you're going to make a statement that's going to make a certain group of people mad, and these same group of people own the actual organization that you play basketball for, you're going to suffer some consequences. See, and this is what kills me about a lot of you Negroes on the internet, right? It's like you want to see these, these so-called black professional athletes and entertainers speak up, for so-called black people and be, politically active, but yet you niggas as a collective have not set up any types of organizations or set up any type of structure to control any industry for so you can have power. Therefore, you can easily speak out, and therefore we as a people can easily speak out and openly speak against or be outspoken against things without having to worry about suffering any consequences. We don't have to. If we had power, if so-called black people was in a position of power where they actually control the industries that they dominate, such as the entertainment and sports industry, or even others, or even other industries, right? We would have a level of power where we would not have to worry about our careers being ruined or being blackballed for just quote unquote telling the truth. Listen, you niggas on the internet crying about what the small hats are doing to Kanye West and Kyrie Irving, instead of crying, learn from the motherfuckers. Shoot. You know, and in this article that you see right here in the screen, it states that Kyrie Irving, well, in one end, it states that Kyrie Irving is going to be suspended for 5 games. But on the other end, it states that Kyrie Irving may not ever play basketball again unless if he acknowledged that his quote unquote beliefs had contains contains quote unquote anti-Semitism and anti-Jewish hatred. This is what power does. Basically, in other words, the small hats that control the organization that he plays in is telling him, nigga, you can't play basketball unless if you say that we're right about you, that you are a hater of us small hats, and that your beliefs is fucked up. And unless if you publicly acknowledge this and publicly say this, your ass is not going to dribble basketball ever again. Oh, and guess what? And Kyrie Irving is suspended without pay. Now, you know what might come next for Kyrie Irving? His Nike endorsement might disappear. This is power. This is what happens when you're not in a position of power, but you want to stand on a soapbox and start being and start, running your motherfucking mouth. I mean, don't get me wrong. The First Amendment give us the freedom of speech to say what the fuck we want. And hell, and I'm outspoken. But but it's okay to be outspoken. It's okay to express yourself. But if you're outspoken, you also have to be wise with the words that you choose and what you choose to say. Because if you don't use wisdom when it comes to the choice of words that you use, then you may have a group of people that will try to utilize your words and flip it out of context and use it against you. And that's the case with Kyrie Irving. When Kyrie Irving shared that documentary, right, that revealed the true identity of the true Israelites, and being that Kyrie Irving is a public figure, and he's very famous. He has fans and followers all over the world. He has the potential to open up a lot of people's eyes that was blind to that information. And that's a threat. And a person that's popular as him, a public figure as him, doing such a thing is a threat to a certain group of elitist people. Therefore, this certain group of elitist people responded back in a way that they took his the link that he shared and took it out of context to try to make him look as if he's some sort of racist or some shit. Why? Because the link that he shared contained quotes from Adolf Hitler that the maker of the documentary seemed to agree with. Now, allegedly, Adolf Hitler, what that documentary shared when it comes to the words of Adolf Hitler is that allegedly, according to that documentary, it's stated that Adolf Hitler allegedly made a statement referring to so-called black people in America as the real Jews, and that the Ashkenazi Jews is trying to cover that up, right? That's what's contained in that documentary. But once again, now, even though technically speaking, that's not considered, well, in my eyes, anti-Semitic, but once again, like I said before, Adolf Hitler is the face of what we now call, and of the word that we now view considered to be anti-Semitic or anti-Semite. Adolf Hitler is the face of so-called anti-Semitism. So anything that relates to Adolf Hitler will be connected to being anti-Semitic. So therefore, since that documentary that Kyrie Irving shared on Twitter had allegedly shared some quotes from Adolf Hitler, the opposition easily used that against Kyrie Irving to say that Kyrie Irving is sharing anti-Semitic material, thus making him look bad, thus discrediting him, thus successfully, unfortunately, successfully prevented him or his fans, for the most part, from taking his words seriously. But once again, if you're in Kyrie Irving's shoes and you want to be outspoken, you have to be real careful with the choice of words that you use and the type of material that you plan to share. Because there is a force out there that will try to put a monkey wrench around all that, and that force out there have power. But also, if you're in Kyrie Irving's position, you must concentrate on you and your people to have economic and political power in this world. For so one day you can be able to rub shoulders with people in power and not have to worry about being blackballed. You know, all this shit about Kyrie Irving and Kanye West should all have us recognize one thing: that you have no power, nigga. So focus on having power. This is the result of people not having power. Because when you don't have any power, this is what can happen to your ass. Get your ass some motherfucking power. All right, I'm out here.